with confidence in our armed forces, with the unbounding determination of our people, we will gain the inevitable triumph, so help us God.
Welcome back to Destructoid's video channel, everyone. Today we'll be taking a look back at the Call of Duty franchise en route to the release of Call of Duty Black Ops 3. Though we won't be covering each and every single title in the franchise, we will focus on some of the major highlights in its history and provide some background on the Black Ops universe. Call of Duty was the first major title from Infinity Ward, which was founded in 2002 by Vince Zampella, Jason West, and Grant Collier. The original 22 members of the studio came from 2015 Incorporated, the developer behind Medal of Honor Allied Assault. Call of Duty was a World War II shooter that released for PC in 2003 and was a standout title for its time. Its combination of hard-hitting and realistic action, varying campaign missions, and AI combatants that would accompany players in battles was relatively new and exciting. During its founding, Infinity Ward would be owned by Activision, a partnership which would bring great success and controversy in due time. Call of Duty 2 released in 2005 and was a worthy follow-up to the original. Its realism, graphics, and compelling gameplay would once again bring great critical acclaim. This was all the more exceptional when you consider that Treyarch's Call of Duty 3 released a year later and didn't offer much by way of new features. The game was still praised across all platforms, except of course the Wii, but fans were starting to crave something different. The oversaturation of the market with World War II shooters also didn't help Call of Duty's cause. But by 2007, Infinity Ward decided to up the ante like never before.
U.S. Marines stationed on high alert were given the order to invade the small world.
Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare released in this year, and brought a contemporary setting with a more cinematic campaign. The game was the first in the series to deliver shocking moments like the nuclear explosion and sequences like sneaking through Chernobyl and sniping in a ghillie suit. Modern Warfare was also credited for introducing many staples in the franchise's multiplayer, like multiple customizable classes and loadouts, kill streaks, and more. Though Halo deserves a ton of credit for popularizing online shooters for consoles, Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare took this to the next step. Despite the success of the Modern Warfare setting, Call of Duty wouldn't abandon its World War II roots just yet. Treyarch would return to the development forefront in 2008 with Call of Duty World at War, and introduce a more mature, grim depiction of the war's events. World at War still followed many conventions of Modern Warfare's multiplayer with its kill streaks and game modes. The biggest new addition was Nazi Zombies, a 4-player cooperative horde mode which saw players battling against wave after wave of increasingly difficult zombies. The mode was praised for its hooks and innovation in a post-Gears of War II environment. Thus, another staple of the franchise was born. Things weren't going so well for Infinity Ward, however. In March 2010, Activision dismissed founders Jason West and Vince Zampella for breaches of contract and insubordination, over rumors that both had been meeting with Electronic Arts to discuss a new project. Following the dismissal of West and Zampella, half of Infinity Ward's employees resigned. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 would still release in November 2010 and become the most successful title in the franchise up till this point, raking in $310 million within the first day of release in the US and UK. Activision's handling of the situation was criticized, and there were complaints of both unbalanced multiplayer and a short campaign mode, but Call of Duty was established as a juggernaut when it came to sales. Activision also founded a new studio, named Sledgehammer Games, to develop a new action-adventure version of Call of Duty. Later, the project was cancelled, and Sledgehammer worked with Infinity Ward to develop Modern Warfare 3. It was at this time that Treyarch decided to take the next big step for the franchise. Rather than revisiting World War II, the developer embarked on uncharted territory for the franchise, the Cold War. Though a continuation of World at War, particularly in the return of Viktor Reznov, Call of Duty Black Ops would be a brand new story, taking place in locales like Vietnam, Cuba, Laos, and Hong Kong. Multiplayer had a few new additions, like diving to prone and matches where you could bet in-game currency. Zombies mode also returned, in a bigger, better form than before, and Dead Ops Arcade, a cool arcade shooter minigame, made its debut. Call of Duty Black Ops was praised for exploring a different era with its campaign, but multiplayer faced criticism for its lag. This didn't stop the game from becoming one of the highest-selling Call of Duty titles at the time, earning $360 million within the first day of launch and $650 million worldwide within the first 5 days. The introduction of Black Ops as a new universe within the Call of Duty franchise came at the right time. Call of Duty Modern Warfare 3 released in 2011 and managed to earn $400 million within its first 24 hours of launch and $775 million within 5 days. However, at this point, the franchise was beginning to wear thin with its set pieces, characters, and missions. This wasn't even accounting for the multiplayer, which many claimed to be the lowest point for the series at the time. Black Ops would return in 2012 and continue its trend of trying to innovate within the mold of Call of Duty. This time, Treyarch decided to head into the year 2025 with Call of Duty Black Ops 2. The campaign still tied into the first game, but with David Mason, son of Alex Mason, and a brand new antagonist named Raul Menendez. Black Ops 2 tried a number of new things with its campaign. Strike Force missions mixed real-time strategy and first-person shooting with tower defense. The story itself had several branching plot lines and endings. Zombies mode now included a story to go with its usual co-op mode. Multiplayer in the franchise would be revolutionized with the new Pick 10 system, which allowed players to create their own classes by filling in whatever 10 slots they so pleased. This meant slots for weapon attachments, grenade types, perks, and more. Kill streaks were renamed to score streaks and focused more on earning points over kills. Competitive play between players of the same skill was now possible with league play, and weapon progression further changed the way that players would unlock attachments for guns. Though issues like lag would still be a problem, Call of Duty Black Ops 2 would stand as the series' best multiplayer experience in a very long time. The game earned more than $500 million revenue within the first day and $800 million within the first 5 days of release, further continuing the success of the Black Ops franchise. It's somewhat fitting that Call of Duty Black Ops 3, which releases on November 6th, is the most anticipated title in the franchise since its predecessor. Infinity Ward's Call of Duty Ghosts released in 2013 and struck a new low for the series in almost every possible way. Sledgehammer Games' Call of Duty Advanced Warfare was a better effort when it released in 2014, but its multiplayer was rife with matchmaking issues and lag. The new exo mechanics also failed to really catch on with players, as did the new supply drop system, which rewarded different variants of guns. With Call of Duty Black Ops 3, Treyarch takes the franchise into the year 2065, where robotics, nanotechnology, and futuristic warfare play a big part. For the first time in the series, players are free to customize and create their own character, choosing different cybercore abilities to use and acquiring different guns and gear in the process. This will also be the first time the series has 4-player co-op in the campaign. For multiplayer, players can now choose from 9 different specialists who use different tactical and weapon abilities, much like Destiny's supers. Elements like wall running and hovering have been implemented for continuous momentum, and you can now swim underwater as well. Though Call of Duty Black Ops 3 may not be the best option on previous-gen consoles due to its lack of a campaign mode, it's shaping up to be an interesting new addition to the franchise on current gen. What are your thoughts on the history of Call of Duty till this point? Which are your favorite games and moments from the franchise? We'd love to hear your thoughts in the comments below.